मी अशा मुलावर नाही वेस्ट करू शकत का जे सिरियस नाही. So in this session we'll see. So we have already finished our introduction to pharmacology, WHO standardization parameter. Then we have also seen introduction to alkaloids. So we have already finished our alkaloidal part, introduction to alkaloids, and we have seen in that different properties of alkaloid, different types of alkaloid, classes of alkaloid. We have also studied the different identification method for different specific identification test for alkaloids, and we have also seen their physical characteristic, chemical properties and all that. So in today's session we'll see the remaining point from alkaloids. So first slide here I have. So I just want to revise you the the amino acid and their the alkaloids and their bioprecursors. So alkaloids and bioprecursors, again it is the important part, so that's why I'm going to repeat it. So tropane alkaloids. Tropane alkaloids are biosynthesized from ornithine amino acid. Remember, tropane alkaloids are biosynthesized from ornithine amino acid. Like your atropine, scopolamine, then hyoscine, scopolamine, hyoscine, cocaine. All these are the tropane type alkaloid. They are biosynthesized from ornithine amino acid. Then this pyrrolidine type of alkaloids also, they are also biosynthesized from this ornithine amino acid. For example, cuscohygrine and hygrine. Cuscohygrine, it is present in the Kurchi bark. Then this pyrazolidine alkaloids. Pyrrolidine and pyrazolidine. Both. Okay. So there are four classes of alkaloids. That is, they are biosynthesized from ornithine amino acid. So you can see here pyrrolidine and pyrrolidine. These type of alkaloids are synthesized from ornithine amino acid. For example, pyrazolidine example, laminin, then metolidine, then retronicin. Then this piperidine type of alkaloid, then quinazolidine and indolidazine. This piperidine, then quinazolidine, then indolizidine. These are synthesized from L-lysine amino acid. Obviously, all these alkaloids are synthesized from L amino acid, not D amino acid, because L amino acid are more abundant in the nature. That's why. Piperidine alkaloids, for example, in case of piperidine, you have example like lubidine, piperine, then piperidine and anaferine. In case of quinoluzidine, you have cystine, lupinine, and serpentine, spartine. These are the example. Imidazolidine, indolizidine, for example, this ketonospermine and then ketonospermine and swansucine. Actually, these are not a part of your syllabus. So the phenylethyl amino alkaloids, then tetrahydro and quinoline alkaloids. Okay, so these three, phenylethyl amine, then your tetrahydro and quinoline alkaloids, tetrahydroquinoline alkaloids, phenylethyl amino alkaloids and tetrahydroquinoline alkaloids. They are biosynthesized from L-tyrosine amino acid. Example, adrenaline. Adrenaline actually is not an alkaloid. Then tyramine is there, for example, tyramine. Tyramine. These are the bionic amine, biosynthesis from L-tyrosine. Then morphine, particularly isoquinoline type and phenanthrene type of alkaloid. Morphine, codeine, papaverine, thivane, and D-tuberculin. Then your phenylethyl isoquinoline type of alkaloid. So phenylethyl isoquinoline type of alkaloid are biosynthesized from either L-tyrosine or L-phenylalanine. For example, atomanilin, then quinine, lycorine, and hemathamine. Then indole alkaloids, they are biosynthesized from L-tryptophan. Remember, L-tryptophan. So there are different classes of indole alkaloids: simple indole, pseudoindole, oxyindole, dihydroindole, etc. etc. So for example, psilocin, then orudacin, beta carbolin, harmine, then this quinoline type of alkaloid like quinine, quinidine, cinconidine, then yohimbine, pyroindole, like pyroindole type का होता है yohimbine, quinoline type का quinine, quinidine, cinconidine, then ergot alkaloids like ergotamine, ergocryptine. They are also synthesized from L-tryptophan amino acid. Imidazole type of alkaloids, they are synthesized from imidazole type of alkaloid they are biosynthesized from L-histidine. Histidine, okay, जो histidine amino acid होता है, that is the bioprecursor for this imidazole type of alkaloids. For example, it is present in the pilocarpine and Pilocarpus jabrandi. ये pilocarpine का जो alkaloid होता है, that is biosynthesized from histidine amino acid, pilocin or pilocarpine. Then this next one is acridone type of alkaloid. They are biosynthesized from L-arginine. Acridone type of biosynthesis. Acridone type of alkaloids they are biosynthesized from arginine amino acid like acronicin. Pyridine type of alkaloids they are biosynthesized from nicotinic acid. Actually, this is not a pyridine type of alkaloids. They are biosynthesized from nicotinic acid. For example, in case of anabasine and nicotine. Then protoalkaloids or they are also known as amino alkaloids. Protoalkaloids को amino alkaloids बोलते हैं, okay, and they are biosynthesized from this phenylethylamine. Phenylethylamine they are biosynthesized from L-tyrosine. Phenylethylamine alkaloids or protoalkaloids or amino alkaloids. They are biosynthesized from L-tyrosine. For example, this ordine, mescaline, ephedrine is example. Okay, so again this I have taken short. In short, I have taken a review biosynthetic precursor for alkaloids. Again, this I have taken this, and it is again very important. Right? This is also present in the book. Now we'll see the individual drugs also. Before that, here again they might ask you question like this. So atropine consists of one of the following ring type, or quinine consists of which ring, or this papaverine consists of which ring. So again this I have summarized over here the ring and its example of alkaloids. कौन से alkaloid में कौन सा ring होगा ये भी कभी कभी पूछ लेगा आपको. So for example ये देखो यहाँ पे मैंने first column में लिखा है name of a ring present in the structure. Second column में है आपका example. So first one is pyrrole and pyrrolidine. Pyrrole and pyrrolidine type of ring are present in your hygrine type of alkaloid and coca species. So you will get pyrrole and pyrrolidine ring. Then pyridine ring and piperidine ring is present in the piperidine ring is present in the pyridine piperidine type of rings are present in this alkaloids like arecolin, anabasine, conicin, and lobelin and trigonelin. So these are the examples of alkaloid which consist of pyridine and piperidine ring. And tropane ring is present in the this tropane ring. Tropane ring is present in the atropine, hyoscine, hyoscyamine. Then this quinoline ring. Quinoline type of ring is present in the cinchona alkaloids like quinine, quinidine, cinchonin, cinchonidine. Then isoquinoline type of ring is present in the isoquinoline type of ring is present in the this not morphine codeine but this D-tuberculin, then berberine, then particularly papaverine and narcotin. So they consist of a isoquinoline ring type. In morphine codeine you have phenanthrene ring. Remember यहाँ पे तो मैंने लिखा नहीं है बोल रहा हूँ यहाँ पे morphine कोडिन जो है दैट इज अ फिनेंथ्रीन रिंग उसका जो रिंग स्ट्रक्चर है उसको बोलते हैं फिनेंथ्रीन एंड पापावेरिन का जो है उसको बोलते हैं आइसोक्विनोलिन इंडोल टाइप ऑफ अल्कोलाइड दैट इज अ बेंजपायरॉल टाइप ऑफ रिंग सिस्टम इज प्रेजेंट इन द अर्गोमेट्रिन अर्गोट अल्कोलाइड्स एंड विंका अल्कोलाइड्स जितने भी विंका के अल्कोलाइड्स है अर्गोट अल्कोलाइड्स एंड विंका so all these ergometrin, ergotamine, rezapine, vinca, and Nux-Vomica alkaloids like phytostigmine, then strychnine, brucine. So all these consist of an indole ring in the structure. Okay. Then imidazole ring they are present in the pilocarpine. For example, this pilocarpine, isopilocarpine, and psilocybin. So these are the example containing imidazole ring system. Next, purine type of ring system is present in the this alkaloid caffeine, theobromine, and theophylline. Whatever the alkaloid present in the tea and coffee. So tea and coffee में जितने भी alkaloids होते हैं जैसे purine bases. So these are nothing but the purine type of ring is present in these alkaloids. Next one is the steroidal type of alkaloid. ये steroid ring किस में होता है? तो ये एक बार क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. So steroid type of ring is present in the steroid ring means what? It is nothing but the cyclopentano per hydrophenanthrene. Steroid ring is nothing but the cyclopentano per hydrophenanthrene type of ring that is present in the steroidal alkaloids. So example is nothing but this solanidine, conacin, and protoveratrin. Protoveratrin. Okay. And example of drug containing steroid alkaloid that is nothing but the kurchivar. So we'll see again kurchivar. खुर्चीबाग जो है there is an example of steroid containing alkaloid. Diterpene alkaloid, diterpene type of alkaloid is present in the aconitine, aconine and hypoaconitine. Then alkylamine or amino alcohol, alkylamine amino alkaloids. Alkyl amine side chain ring is present in the or amino alkaloids. Example, this is nothing but the ephedrine. Ephedrine में क्या है side chain जो है amino alcohol है. Alkyl amine side chain है ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, mescaline and colchicine. So they are known as a proto-alkaloids. We have seen this. Again, this chart is important. It is present in the book. Now next we'll see ergot alkaloid. Okay, actually most of these alkaloids whatever I have mentioned over here, so they are not present in your syllabus, but in your university syllabus, but they can ask the question on this. That's why we have to take it. First one is indole alkaloid containing drug. So the drug is nothing but the ergot. Okay, indole type of alkaloids, they are biosynthesis from tryptophan amino acid. Remember. Now first drug is ergot. Ergot or ergot, whatever you say. Ergot boliye, ergot boliye. Whenever you want to study a particular drug, screw drug, so what are the important points you have to read? These are nothing but the synonyms. Then biological source you have to remember, geographical source. Then mostly the chemical constituents and this class. Then uses, then substitute and adulterants. Okay, and chemical taste. That are the important points to be focused on for the crude drug. Now first, what is the synonym of ergot? Ergot, it is also known as ergot of ray, ergot ray or ergota or spurred ray. These are the synonyms. Okay, now biological source and geographical source. So actually this ergot is nothing but the fungus, which is developed on another plant. Okay, so it is a dried sclerotium of fungus known as a Claviceps purpurea, family Claviciptaceae. Dried sclerotium of fungus known as a Claviceps purpurea, family Claviciptaceae, and developed on the ray plant. So ergot is nothing but it is a dried sclerotium of fungus Claviceps purpurea, family Claviciptaceae. It is developed on the another plant known as a ray plant, and it is developed on the ray plant known as a Saccharosaria family Gramineae. तो ये जो प्लांट होता है रे प्लांट मतलब आपके राइस का प्लांट होता है. रे प्लांट मतलब राइस का प्लांट. So it is developed on the ovary of the ray plant. Ovary of the ray plant known as a Saccharosaria family Gramineae. A biological source once again, dried fungus of Claviceps purpurea, family Claviciptaceae, and developed on the ray plant known as a developed on the ovary of ray plant known as a Saccharosaria family Gramineae. ये एक्चुअली फंगस होता है दैट अफेक्ट द ओवरी ऑफ रे प्लांट. जो राइस का प्लांट होता है उसके ऊपर जहाँ पे राइस बनता है फ्रॉम द ओवरी ऑफ दैट राइस प्लांट. सो दिस Claviceps purpurea is the name of fungus which infect the rice plant, and that Claviceps fungus belongs to family Claviciptaceae. Okay, and the ray plant developed infected ray plant is known as a Saccharosaria family Gramineae. Okay, so that is nothing but the ergot. So it is not a part of any plant. So it is nothing but the infected ovary of ray plant with the fungus Claviceps. Now it contain not less than 0.19% of alkaloid calculated as a ergotoxin. It consists of not less than 0.19% of total alkaloids calculated as a ergotoxin, which is not out of which not less than 15% consists of a water soluble alkaloid calculated as ergometrin and 0.1% ergonomin. Okay, now this ergot is cultivated in the Switzerland, Yugoslavia, then Hungary and Czechoslovakia. Yugoslavia, then Hungary and Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. Now cultivation collection, actually it is not much important cultivation collection, but you should know what are the three ways to cultivate this ergot plant. First one is a natural way where you just have to raise the plant like Saccharosaria and then cultivate the ray plant and then subsequently infect that ray plant with the fungus. That is a natural way. Now artificial way is nothing but that is known as saprophytic production. Just remember that only. There is no need to go in the detail. Third one is a sclerotial stage or dormant stage. During this stage, this fungus will secrete highest amount of your or maximum amount of your alkaloids. Now life cycle of ergot, again same thing. So first one is known as a sexual development stage or honeydew stage or sepalical stage. These are the synonym for one stage only. Sexual development stage or honeydew stage or sepalical stage. Now what happens in this stage? Infected ovary of the ray plant. Infected ovary of the ray plant or ray plant at the base by ascospore. So infection of this ray plant will be there. जो राइस का प्लांट होता है उसको इन्फेक्शन हो जाएगा, किसका? फंगस का. कौन से फंगस का? क्लेविसिप्स पर्परी. ओके, बाय एस्कोस्पोर्स. एस्कोस्पोर्स मतलब उसका स्पोर्स होता है. ठीक है. ड्यूरिंग द समर सीजन वहाँ पे तो राइस वगैरह नहीं रहेगा ना, सब क्रॉप ये हो जाएगा. तो उस टाइम पे जो फंगस है उसके एस्कोस्पोर्स बनते हैं. दैट एस्कोस्पोर्स विल इन्फेक्ट द प्लांट ड्यूरिंग स्प्रिंग सीजन. ओके, और जैसे समर खत्म होने के बाद जैसे बारिश शुरू होता है तो प्लांट उगने लगती है, तो उस टाइम पे वो इन्फेक्ट करता है. सो दैट इज इन्फेक्शन ऑफ ओवरी ऑफ रे प्लांट at the base of ascospore, at the base by ascospore. Now fungus, this happens in the summer or in the spring season. Now it germinates in the moisture and damp climate, leads to formation of hypa. Hypa is nothing but the soft white mass of that infected ovary of the plant over the surface of uh, tissue, or the surface of all over the, when it infect all over the ovary, it is known as mycelium. Then it secretes a viscous sugary fluid. ये क्या करेगा? वहाँ पे एक viscous sugary fluid secrete करेगा, उसको बोलते हैं honeydew. So it will secrete a viscous sugary fluid over there, and that is nothing but the honeydew. And that honeydew attracts more insects and ants. जो भी चीटियाँ है, insects है, वो attract होंगे क्योंकि वो sugary fluid है. So जो flies है, उसके बाद जो honey bees है, that will be attracted to that sugary fluid, and because of attraction and there will be more spread of this infection to the other plants. एक प्लांट को डेवलप हो गया तो दूसरे प्लांट के ऊपर भी जाएगा, क्योंकि मक्खियाँ यहाँ पे बैठती है, वहाँ पे बैठती है. सो this will be helpful for the spreading of more infection. Second stage is known as sclerotial stage. This stage is dormant stage of the fungus and consists of a maximum amount of alkaloid. So maximum amount of alkaloids they are developed in the this sclerotium stage. इसके ऊपर कभी कभी क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, ऑलरेडी आ चुका है. So ergot alkaloid will be a maximum in the sclerotium stage of your ergot. Okay, remember. Are you getting or not? समझ रहे आपको? Now next part is your this microscopy of this ergot. So microscopy is not much important, okay, because it is not a leaf or likewise that it is not a part of plant. Microscopy is not important, but still you should know few points like sclerotium does not consist of any starch. Dried sclerotium में starch नहीं होगा. Sclerotium में starch नहीं होगा. During honeydew stage, obviously it has a starch and all that. Okay. Calcium oxalate or any kind of lignified tissue, because it is dried sclerotium, it will not have any kind of starch, not calcium oxalate, not any kind of lignified tissue. What is important over here? Chemical constituent. It is a very important chemical constituent of the this chemical constituent of ergot. So they are divided into different types. First one is a water soluble or ergometrine group. Then second one is a water insoluble ergotamine group. Third one is a water insoluble ergotoxin group. So these ergot alkaloids, they are classified into different group by depending upon the solubility. So first one is known as a water soluble ergometrine group. So remember, इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, which one of the following ergot alkaloid is a water soluble? So ergometrine is a water soluble. Okay. Amine is a water insoluble. Okay. Toxin is also water insoluble. Toxin, amine and metrine. So metrine is a water soluble, ergotamine is a water insoluble, ergotoxin is a again water insoluble. So out of these three, water soluble ergometrine group, for example उसमें कितने alkaloids होंगे? For example ergonovine, ergometrine. Okay, so these are nothing but the levorotary. Ergonovine, levorotary, and ergometrinine. This is a dextro. So उसमें दो होते हैं, ergometrinine. ठीक है, जिसके एंड में सफिक्स आयन ही रहेगा, दैट इज लिवोरोटरी. जिसके सफिक्स एन आई एन ई रहेगा, दैट इज डेक्स्ट्रो. ओके. देन वाटर इनसोल्युबल ergotamine ग्रुप, उसमें आएगा आपका ergotamine and argosine. Then third class, that is known as water insoluble ergotoxin group. Water insoluble ergotoxin group. So इसमें आएगा आपका ergocryptine, ergocrystin, ergocornin. So these are the three classes of alkaloid present in the ergot. Now this suffix ine means all are laboratory and medicinally active. The suffix nine means they are dextro. जिसको suffix है आपका ine they are levo. जिसको suffix है nine that is dextro. And remember over here, all ergot alkaloids are the derivative of lysergic acid and present in the peptide form, and therefore sometimes they are also known as a peptide alkaloids. So I have already told you alkaloids may be present in the form of salt of organic acid like oxalic acid, may be present in the form of salt of inorganic acid like H2SO4, sulfate or hydrochloride salt. Or then again, alkaloids may be present in the form of special acids like macoic acid, then lysergic acid, then quinic acid. So alkaloids are present in the form of macoic acid in the opium alkaloid. Okay, opium alkaloids they are present in the form of salt of macoic acid. Then these ergot alkaloids are present in the form of salt of lysergic acid, and then cinchona alkaloids in quinidine. So cinchona alkaloids are present as a salt of quinic acid. Remember this again. इसके ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. So all are the derivative of lysergic acid and present in the form of peptide, and therefore sometimes they are known as a peptide. Now what are the uses of this? So these ergot alkaloids are used as oxytocic. Oxytocic means those which increase the uterine contraction. अगर pregnant woman है उसका uterus में contraction हो रहा है because of any kind of chemical or any kind of, that is known as oxytocin. So oxytocin means those increases the uterine contraction, and that's why it is also used to aid the uh, childbirth. During childbirth आपको एक इंजेक्शन देगी आर्गोटामाइन का, तो आपकी बर्थ चाइल्ड का जल्दी हो जाएगी because of forceful contraction of your uterus. Okay, and it is also used to prevent the postpartum hemorrhage. So डिलीवरी होने के बाद जो ब्लीडिंग होता है उसको भी प्रिवेंट करने के लिए यूज किया जाता है. It is also used in the treatment of migraine. Okay, remember migraine, oxytocin and postpartum hemorrhage. Prepared ergot is nothing but the preparation of ergot. Prepare powder immediately and depated ergot. Powdered and immediately depated जो पैटी रहेगा कंटेनर उसको डिपैट करना है. 0.9% total alkaloid known as a ergotoxin, that is a prepared ergot. Now it is stored in the cool and well closed container because it is sensitive to moisture and there may be a growth of molds, so you have to prevent. It is susceptible to fungal growth, and that's why you have to store this in cool place, well closed container, and protect from, and mold and fungal growth should not be there. Mold and fungal growth should be prevented. So broken pieces of sclerotia is susceptible for the fungal growth, so that's why you have to store. Now next we'll see, next is nothing but the chemical test for ergot alkaloids. Now this is again very important point, इसके ऊपर भी question 100% आ जाता है. So chemical test for identification of this ergot alkaloids. What is chemical test? Chemical test for identification of ergot alkaloid. So very important test is there. It is known as a Van Wurk reagent. It is known as a Van Wurk reagent. It consists of para dimethyl amino benzaldehyde. Remember this name, para dimethyl amino benzaldehyde. Okay, so ergot alkaloid will give you positive test this. Okay, Van Wurk reagent, para dimethyl amino benzaldehyde, and ergot alkaloids will give you blue color with this reagent. So Van Wurk reagent, it is a specific test for identification of ergot alkaloids. इसके ऊपर काफी बार क्वेश्चन आता है in the different form. जैसे Van Wurk reagent क्या है, what is the composition of Van Wurk reagent, और para-dimethyl amino benzaldehyde is known as, उसमें ऑप्शन में देंगे आपको Van Wurk reagent. So that is okay, it will give blue color with the ergot alkaloids. Other tests are not much important, but if you want to read you can read from books. Then this ergometrin is the alkaloid which will give you blue fluorescence. Okay, blue fluorescence in the water. ये आप लोग बाकी ergotamine specific test is also there. Okay, so if you want to read you can read from books. So a small powder you have to take, add glyceric acid, then ethyl acetate and small portion of, in the small portion, and add sulfuric acid and shake. And then you have to add ferric chloride. Once you add ferricolite, there will be development of color. That is nothing but the blue color with red tinge. Then become the blue color deepens and white white while red tinge become faint. तो ये open storage, जैसे आप वेट करोगे उसका ये जो ब्लू कलर है वो डार्क हो जाएगा और जो रेड रेड टिंज है वो फेंट हो जाएगा. That is a ergotamine specific test. Under UV light you will get a red fluorescence over there. Now you can see over here this is a ray plant. Okay, it is a uninfected plant. देखो यहाँ पे जो है यहाँ पे सर्कल किया है मैंने, that is a uninfected plant. So इसमें आपको scleroderm नहीं दिखता. Now it is a infected plant. ये दो है जो infected है. So whatever the black color is here you are seeing, that is nothing but the dried sclerotium of fungus claviceps propria developed on the ray plant sickle cell family Gramineae. It is nothing but the now it is nothing but the life cycle of ergot. Life cycle of ascospore जो होते हैं वो germinate के so ergot over winter on ground or they are sown along with the seed. So ergots के जो spores होते हैं वो during the sowing of this ray plant they are sown with the seeds or they are present in the soil. So they germinates in the spring season. The spores germinate in the spring season. Okay, there is a formation of ascospores. Okay, there is a formation of ascospores. These ascospores they are ruptured by wind and they are released. They are ready to infect the another ascospore infect the host during the flowering season. जो प्लांट फ्लावरिंग सीजन होता है उसमें वो अफेक्ट करेंगे. देन देयर विल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ हनी ड्यू. तो वहाँ पे जर्मिनेट होके वो इन्फेक्ट करके ओवरी को हनी ड्यू स्टेज जो होता है हनी ड्यू बनाएंगे. शुगरी फ्लूइड सिक्रेट करेंगे. दैट इज नोन एज हनी ड्यू स्टेज ड्यूरिंग विच देयर इज अ attraction of more insect and that will help you to spread more disease to other plant. Okay, so ergot develops in place of grain. ठीक है, तो मतलब जो रेग मतलब जो राइस का ग्रेन डेवलप होना है वो ओवरी में उसकी बजाय क्या डेवलप होता है आपका दिस ergot. सो यू कैन सी ओवर हियर दिस इज अ हनी ड्यू स्टेज. ये जो है इट इज हनी ड्यू स्टेज. ठीक है, यहाँ पे देखो एक शुगरी फ्लूइड जैसे दिख रहा है आपको, ये शुगरी फ्लूइड. सो दैट अट्रैक्ट्स द insects. So that is nothing but the ergot. So we have seen the life cycle of ergot and it's all everything about the ergot. इसके ऊपर कोई भी क्वेश्चन आया तो आपको आना चाहिए. तो ergot रिमेंबर हियर उसका सिनोनिम, उसका बायोलॉजिकल सोर्स, केमिकल कांस्टेंट, लाइफ साइकिल, कहाँ पे ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन होता है. स्क्लेरोडियल स्टेज ऑफ ergot will have maximum amount of alkaloids and केमिकल कांस्टेंट जो टाइप से याद रखो. वाटर insoluble, water soluble ergometrin ग्रुप है, वाटर insoluble ergotamine एंड ergotoxin ग्रुप. ठीक है, तो उसमें INE जिसको है suffix that is a LEO and NINE जिसको है that is a dextro and they are present in the form of salt of lysergic acid. Van Wurk reagent, remember Van Wurk reagent, that is paradimethylamino benzaldehyde which is known as a Van Wurk reagent. Ergot alkaloid will give blue color. I am repeating again. Our next drug is known as Nux-Vomica. Next drug is known as Nux-Vomica. So what are the synonym for this drug? So Nux-Vomica is also known as cow pig. Nux-Vomica is also known as a cow pig. Then it is also known as a cow pig, Simmons Sisney, Quaker's button, Bachelor's button and homemade nut. Remember the synonyms. Cow pig इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. Cow pig is the synonym for Nux-Vomica. ठीक है, Quaker's button, Bachelor's button, midnight. Now biological source and geographical source. What is biological source and geographical source? So it consists of a dried ripe seeds. Ripe means pick lily. Ripe means ripen. Ripe seeds of Strychnus Nux-Vomica. Dried ripe seeds of Strychnus Nux-Vomica family Loganaceae, and it should contain not less than 1.2% of total alkaloids calculated as strychnine. Now this plant is found in the Sri Lanka, northern Australia, India. In the India, it is abundantly found in the South India, southern part of India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Malabar coast. Also available in the forest of Odisha, Gorakhpur, etc. Odisha, Mysore, Gorakhpur, regions. Collection, actually this plant is collected by local tribes. वहाँ पे जो ट्राइबल लोग रहते हैं जंगल में, so they used to collect it. Okay, and microscopic character is important. So यहाँ पे as it is said, epidermis is strongly thickened, pitted and lignified trichome followed by collapsed cell layer. So this is a microscopic important characteristic of your Nux-Vomica. So lignified trichome and collapsed cell layer. Lignified trichome followed by collapsed cell layer. That is a diagnostic microscopic diagnostic characteristic of your Nux-Vomica. ये याद रखो आप. That is nothing but the trichome, lignified trichomes followed by collapsed cell layer. Okay, endosperm thick walled polyhedral lignified, alluring grains, oil globules, then calcium oxalate and starch grains are absent. Calcium oxalate नहीं है इसमें, starch grains भी नहीं है. Now chemical composition or chemical constituents क्या है इसमें? This Nux-Vomica consists of indole alkaloids. Okay, so two main alkaloids, strychnine and brucine. These are the two main alkaloids. Along with this, homicine is also present, alpha beta colubrin is also there. Okay, now this is actually a alkaloidal plant. इसमें सब alkaloid होना चाहिए, but there is a one glycoside present in this plant known as a loganin. A glycoside present in the Nux-Vomica, that is a loganin. इसके ऊपर नाइपर में क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. Glycoside present in the Nux-Vomica, that is a loganin. And now again this is important, I will highlight over here. Strychnine is present in the central portion of endosperm. जो सीड होता है उसके सेंट्रल पोर्शन में आपका स्ट्रिचनिन होगा और उसके पेरिफेरल पोर्शन में आपका ब्रुसिन होगा. तो स्ट्रिचनिन इज प्रेजेंट इन द सेंट्रल portion of your seed and brucine is present in the peripheral part of your seed. Okay, now as far as potency is concerned, so as far as potency is concerned, this strychnine जो है that is more potent. As far as potency is concerned, brucine is known as a dimethoxystrychnine. It is a less potent than strychnine, means strychnine is a more potent than brucine. Okay, as far as potency is concerned, and as far as bitterness is concerned, so this brucine is more bitter than strychnine. As far as bitterness is concerned, brucine is 4 times more bitter than strychnine. याद रखो ये. So this is the important part from chemical constituent. Now what are the uses of this? Actually they are not used nowadays because they are poisonous. Bitter, stomachic and tonic. Bitter means they will increase your salivary secretion. Stomachic means they will increase your hydrochloric acid secretion in the stomach. That is stomachic. Any drug that will increase the GID secretion known as a stomachic. Then it is tonic. CNS stimulant. Okay, CNS stimulant. Then it is also cardiac stimulant. CNS stimulant, respiratory stimulant, cardiac stimulant. Brucine जो है, brucine is used as a denaturing agent for the alcohol. अल्कोहल का denaturation करने के लिए यूज होता है. Denaturation means the process in which there is alcohol is rendered unsuitable for human consumption. जो अल्कोहल होता है उसका डीनेचुरेशन करने के बाद जो अल्कोहल का मिलता है वो ह्यूमन कंजम्पशन के यूजफुल नहीं. फॉर एग्जांपल स्पिरिट, जो अपन इंजेक्शन देने से पहले स्पिरिट लगा देते, दैट इज नॉट यूजफुल फॉर कंजम्पशन. अगर वो ले लिया तो आपको पॉइजनिंग हो जाएगा. ठीक है, सो ब्रूसिन इज यूज्ड फॉर द डीनेचुरेशन ऑफ अल्कोहल. देन denaturation of non-edible oils. Then it is also used as dog poison. So brucine that is also used as a dog poison. Standard for bitterness value. It is also used to calculate the bitterness value. जैसे quinine होता है. Quinine sulfate is also used for the calculation of bitterness value. Strychnine, this brucine is a more toxic than quinine. That's why quinine is used. और substitute क्या है इसका? इसकी substitute होता है Strychnus nux blanda, Strychnus potatorum. These are the two species which are used as a substitute for original drug. Okay, you can identify this Strychnus nux blanda, which consists of a distinct ridges on edge of seed, irregular shape and traces of alkaloid. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि ये जो Strychnus nux blanda जो है उसका जो सीड्स है उसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा अलग तरीके के ये होते हैं, लाइनिंग्स होते हैं एंड इरेगुलर इन शेप. जैसे आपका Nux-Vomica का शेप जो है वो डिस्क शेप होता है. सो ये Strychnus nux blanda थोड़ा सा अलग शेप का होगा. देन Strychnus potatorum is also known as a clearing nut. Strychnus potatorum is also known as a clearing nut and it is also smaller than original drug, thicker, yellowish and buff colored. Then it contains of dibolin type of alkaloid. Okay, remember dibolin type of alkaloid, dibolin and traces of strychnine and brucin. मतलब इसमें ये दोनों में भी strychnine brucin कम होगा. That's why they are used as for adulteration. Then allied drug, उसके जैसे similar drug कौन से? This Strychnus wallichiana, then Strychnus igniti containing non-lignified and detached trichome seeds. तो इसमें क्या है? Non-lignified trichome हो गए. Original drug में क्या है आपका? Lignified trichomes है. So you can identify these drug. HEPA related present in your genine drug. Then next we'll see the next part. This part is a chemical test. Okay, again chemical test is important. So remember over here. So this Mendelian reagent. Chemical test on deep headed seed of Nux-Vomica. So पहले क्या करना है? केमिकल टेस्ट करने से पहले जो सीड है उसको डीप हेडेशन करना है, डीप हेड करना है, मतलब उसके ऊपर जो फैटी मटेरियल है उसको रिमूव करना है. हाउ यू कैन रिमूव? बाय washing it with the organic solvent. Deep head the seed first and then carry out the test. So first TS plus Mendelian reagent. Menden's reagent. What is Menden's reagent? That is nothing but ammonium vanadate and sulfuric acid. Remember this test. TS plus vanadine reagent, ammonium vanadate plus sulfuric acid. So you will get a purple color due to presence of strychnine and okay. यहाँ पे जो सीड के ऊपर कौन सा कलर आएगा? पर्पल कलर ड्यू टू प्रेजेंस ऑफ स्टिचनिन इन द एंडोस्पर्म. This is specific characteristic test for Nux-Vomica. Then transfer section treated with the nitric acid, you will get yellow color. Yellow color is due to brucin. पर्पल कलर क्यों मिलता है? पर्पल कलर स्टिचनिन से मिल रहा है. दैट इज नथिंग बट द Menden's reagent. ब्रूसिन के लिए क्या है? आपका कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड नाइट्रिक एसिड के साथ में रिएक्ट करना है उस टीएस को. यू विल गेट अ येलो कलर. Brucin is present in the endosperm also, but brucin is present in the periphery, whereas strychnine is present in the central part of seed. Okay, याद रखो, क्वेश्चन आता है उसका. With strychnine with sulfuric acid and potassium dichromate give you this violet color. कलर मिलता है आपको, which turns red and then finally yellow. ये there is a fine play of color with this sulfuric acid and potassium dichromate. स्ट्रिचनिन अगर ट्रीटमेंट करेंगे उसका स्ट्रिचनिन प्लस पोटेशियम डाइक्रोमेट प्लस सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड, you will get initially violet color, then that will turn into red and finally will get yellow. The Nux-Vomica plant will look like this, and you can see here the Nux-Vomica seeds. They are the disc-shaped plant cells. Okay, so central portion में क्या रहेगा? स्ट्रिचनिन रहेगा और पेरिफेरल पार्ट में क्या रहेगा? ब्रूसिन रहेगा. याद रखो. नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज physostigma. It is also known as a colbar beans or deer beans, chopped nut, split nut. So remember, chopped nut is a synonym for physostigma, and the biological source is dried ripe seeds of physostigma venosum family Leguminosae contain not less than 0.15% of alkaloid known as a physostigmine. Okay. Found in the West Africa and Gulf. Chemical constant इसमें होता है physostigmine. So physostigmine is also known as iserine or iserine. Remember ये line. Physostigmine is also known as iserine. यहाँ पर में आ चुका है. Now it is present in the cotyledons of seeds. जो उसका जो नट होता है, नट में जो टू cotyledons होता है उसमें होता है ये physostigmine. Okay, and it should be protected from light and air because it converts serine by oxidation. Other less important alkaloids are isoramine, then physovanine and isophysostigmine. Uses क्या है इसके? It is a cholinergic drug. It is an anticholinergic drug. Okay? So it is used in the ophthalmic practice as it is a sympathomimetic. Drug. It is also antidote for overdose of tricyclic antidepressants. याद रखो. So also used as a antidote for tricyclic antidepressant, and also it is a specific antidote for atropine poisoning. It is an antidote for tricyclic antidepressants and antidote for atropine poisoning. यहाँ पे atropine नहीं लिखा है. So remember this. It is a used in the atropine poisoning and tricyclic antidepressant overdose. जैसे imipramine हो गया आपका हेलिपेड. नेक्स्ट वन इज एरेका नट. एरेका नट इज आल्सो नोन एज अ बेटल नट. आपका जो सुपारी होता है उसको बोलते हैं बेटल नट. और ड्राइड राइप सीड्स ऑफ एरेका कैटेचू फैमिली पाल्मी contain not less than 0.2% of alkaloid known as arecolin. Chemical constant arecolin, aracadine, then goacin is known as tetrahydronicotinic acid and goacolin. सियालोगॉग यूजेस क्या है? सियालोगॉग मतलब ये आपका सलावरी सिक्रेशन बढ़ा देगा. ठीक है. सो दैट इज सियालोगॉग. एंथलमेंटिक मींस that will remove worms from your intestine, vermicide. And this arecanide is used as a vermicide in the veterinary practice. Animal के जो medicine है उसमें use करते हैं, खाते वक्त use करते हैं. वो राउलपिया, next one is राउलपिया. Synonym क्या है इसकी याद रखो. So Rauwolfia is also known as Rauwolfia root, Serpentina root, then Chota Chan, then Pagle ki dawa, Indian snake root. There are a lot of synonyms for this Rauwolfia root, Serpentina root, Chota Chan, Sarpaganda, Pagle ki dawa, Indian snake root, Chandrika. These are the synonyms for Rauwolfia. Biological source क्या है उसका? So roots, dried roots of plant known as Rauwolfia serpentina. Rauwolfia serpentina. Family Apocynaceae. Rauwolfia serpentina. Family Apocynaceae. Dried roots and rhizome of dried roots of Rauwolfia serpentina. Family Apocynaceae, and it should contain not less than 14% of alkaloid calculated as a reserpine. Reserpine is the main alkaloid present in this Rauwolfia. Calculated reserpine. Okay. Now this Rauwolfia was first by this Dr. Rauwolf. उसने ये Rauwolfia का uses वगैरह सब mention किया था. That's why it is known as Rauwolfia. A plant is found in the tropical region of Asia, America, Africa, commercially produced in the India, Sri Lanka and Myanmar, Thailand, America. In India, it is cultivated in the Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Karnataka and Maharashtra and Gujarat. So geographical source is not much important. Cultivation collection is also not important for this plant. Microscopic character, just remember, stratified cork cell. ये क्या है? रूट है तो उसमें कॉर्क होगा, कॉर्टेक्स होगा, पाइलोडम होगा. Stratified cork cell parenchyma contains starch grain and latex cell. Some cells, fiber are chemical constant is important. Okay, so what are the chemical constant? Rauwolfia alkaloid consists of different variety of alkaloid like indole alkaloid, indoline alkaloid, indolenin alkaloids, oxyindole alkaloid, pseudoindole alkaloids. Okay, these are the classes of alkaloid. Also contains of some oleoresin known as a phytosterol fatty acid and alcohol and some sugar. So alkaloids of the reserpine and resisamine. These are the two important alkaloids from this Rauwolfia. Reserpine and resisamine. Reserpine and resisamine. And both are the esters of methyl reserpate and trimethoxybenzoic acid. ठीक है, इसमें एक बेस रहेगा मिथाइल रेजरपेट. मिथाइल रेजरपेट ये बेस होता है, बाद में ट्राइमेथॉक्सीबेंजोइक एसिड जो होता है ट्राइमेथॉक्सीबेंजोइक एसिड. It is a ester of methyl reserpate plus trimethoxybenzoic acid. So reserpine is nothing but the methyl reserpate plus trimethoxybenzoic acid. याद रखो. Then less important alkaloids from this plant is nothing but the reserpinene, asmelacin, then asmelin and serpentine. Less important alkaloids, these are reserpinene, actually it's pinene, asmelin and serpentine, yohimbine. The less important alkaloids from this plant. So it is used as an antihypertensive. What are the uses of Rauwolfia? It is used as an antihypertensive, anxiolytic, tranquilizer. It is used in treatment of mania. पगले की दवा क्यों बोलते हैं इसको पगले की दवा? Because it is used in the treatment of mania. That's why it is a पगले की दवा. The roots of this Rauwolfia will look like the snake. सांप के जैसे दिखेगा, that Indian snake root. ठीक है. Now allied drugs. दूसरे substitute drug कौन से है? Allied drug कौन से? So first one is Rauwolfia vomitoria. It is also known as African Rauwolfia, and there is a commercial source for preparation of reserpine. Paucinelistia adulterant क्या है इसका? योहिम्बा. Paucinelistia yohimba is known as yohimbark, that is the adulterant. Then Rauwolfia tetraphylla is adulterant. Rauwolfia perkins, that is a variety of Rauwolfia, they are used as adulterant. उसमें क्या है कि उसमें alkaloids का quantity कम होगा. Okay, Rauwolfia tetraphylla, Rauwolfia perkins, they are used as adulterant. Chemical test क्या है इसका? With concentrated nitric acid. If you treat a TS of this Rauwolfia root with nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid, you are getting a red color medullary rays. जो भी medullary rays होगा, medullary rays that will be stained red color. Then again, the solution of vanillin and acetic acid, the reserpine will give you violet color. These are the test for. So you can see over here, this is a Rauwolfia plant. Rauwolfia plant होता है. These are the Rauwolfia root. They will look like a snake. देखो यहाँ पे सांप के जैसे दिख रहा है. That's why they are known as Indian snake root. Actually, this is a tree for areca. जो आपका सुपारी होता है, सुपारी का ट्री ऐसे होता है, अरेका नट. Next one is curare alkaloid. So remember over here, it is also known as a South American arrowroot poison. South American arrowroot poison. It is also known as a South American arrowroot poison. It is obtained from a plant of different family like Logenaceae, Minispermaceae family के plant होते हैं, उससे मिलता है ये curare. Stichnus catalani, then Chondrodendron tonatosum, and many other species they are found in the jungles of Amazon. Amazon के जंगल में मिलता है. So curare. Then what are the chemical constituent? So tuberculin, known as a D-tuberculin. D-tuberculin. Curare, tuberculin is the alkaloids. Bis-benzyl isoclinic type of ring is present in this with quaternary structure. That is tuberculin. Okay, actually this alkaloid is used as a paralyzing agent, a neuromuscular blocker, and it is a little muscle relaxant. जमाने में क्या होता था कि जब भी हंटिंग के लिए लोग जंगल में जाते तो उस टाइम पे जो किरारे का प्लांट है, जो किरारे का प्लांट होता है उसका जो का रस है वो आपका जो एरो है उसके सामने लगा देते थे और वो फिर एरो चला देते थे शिकार पे. जैसे ही वो एरो हिट करता था शिकार को, उसके बॉडी में वो क्यूरारिक अल्कोलॉइड्स वगैरह जाते होंगे. क्यूरारिक अल्कोलॉइड्स आर बीइंग नथिंग बट द पैरालाइजिंग एजेंट. तो वो जब जब उसको वो एरो लग जाता था वही वो पैरालाइज हो जाता. मतलब it was the hunting was little bit easy because of this curare, and that's why it is known as South American arrowroot poison. South American arrowroot में D tuberculin alkaloid होता है, याद रखो बस नहीं. Next one we'll see, that is nothing but the धतुरा. धतुरा is nothing but आपने सबने देखा होगा धतुरा का प्लांट, ये अगल बगल में होगा. नेक्स्ट वन इज धतुरा. पहले ही बोला है कि आपके सिलेबस में इतना सारा नहीं दिया है बट जीपैट में आ सकता है. ओके, धतुरा. Synonyms, what is synonyms? Angel's trumpet. Angel's trumpet, also known as angel's trumpet. Biological and geographical source. So it is nothing but the dried leaves and flowering tops of the plant known as the Dhatura metal family Solanaceae. It should contain not less than 0.20% of total alkaloid, calculated as a L-iocyanine. It is found in the England, India, and other tropical and subtropical regions. Now cultivation collection, again it is not much important, leave it. Then microscopy. So remember one thing. So any plant belonging to family Solanaceae, they will have a Pharmacognosy stomata or cruciferous stomata. So माइक्रोस्कोपिक कैरेक्टर में डॉर्सिवेंट्रल लिप. वेंट्रल मतलब कि इसमें एक ही जो लोअर एपिडेमिस है उसमें ही आपका स्टोमेटा होगा. Here you will see anisotropic or cruciferous stomata and both type of trichomes covering trichome as well as glandular trichomes. And here again clusters of calcium oxide. Remember clusters of calcium oxide are the microscopic characters. Important, इसके ऊपर आ सकता है कभी क्वेश्चन. नाउ केमिकल कांस्टेंट क्या है इसमें? केमिकल कांस्टेंट फर्स्ट वन इज आयोसिन. Iosine is also known as scopolamine, is the main alkaloid. Then L-iocyanine. L-iocyanine is known as scopolamine. Scopolamine and scopolamine. याद रखो, iosine is known as scopolamine. L-iocyanine is known as scopolamine. Okay, and the racemic mixture that is known as atropine. Atropine is a racemic mixture of L-iocyanine. सर L-iocyanine बोल रहे हैं आप racemic mixture का. L-iocyanine जो है उसमें भी प्लस माइनस होता है डेक्स्ट्रो एंड लिवो. सो इक्वल डेक्स्ट्रो एंड लिवो अमाउंट ऑफ L-iocyanine, that is nothing but the atropine. इसके ऊपर 2-3 बार क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. Atropine is nothing but the racemic mixture of L-iocyanine. It is also present in the Dhatura but in a less quantity. So mostly it is present in the Atropa belladonna. Atropine is mostly present in the Atropa belladonna, but it has some less amount of atropine also present in the Dhatura. Hyoscine is a ester of tropic acid with a scopine base. Okay, so occurrence of hyoscine is only restricted to this Solanaceae family. These are the chemical constituents. Okay, so now what are the uses? So obviously it is a parasympatholytic. Sympatholytic, seen as depressant. It is also used in the treatment of your asthma, and it is also used in the treatment of asthma and cough. Used to prevent the motion sickness. Used to prevent the gastric and duodenal ulcers, as it is a parasympatholytic. ये पैरासिम्पैथोलाइटिक का यूजेस क्या होता है वो बाद में थोड़ा सा जानेंगे जब विल सी. ड्रग एक्टिंग ऑन AIIMS. Now chemical test क्या है इसका? important chemical test होता है इसका एक nothing but the Vitelli-Morin test. Vitelli-Morin test, and this is a specific test for tropane type of alkaloids. Tropane alkaloids होते हैं उसके लिए specific test होता है Vitelli-Morin test. उसमें क्या करना है आपको? So tropane alkaloids you have to take and you have to add fuming nitric acid, and you have to take one petri dish. You have to take powder in petri dish, add fuming nitric acid, and evaporate to dryness. Then add methanolic potassium hydroxide acetone. Then this residue will turn into violet color. Coloration takes place due to tropane alkaloids and tropane derivative. This is known as a Vitelli-Morin test. This is important test. Then another test is there, hyoscine hydrobromide plus silver nitrate solution will give you white precipitate. ये important नहीं है लेकिन Vitelli-Morin test is important. तो यहाँ पे याद रखो कि Vitelli-Morin test is a diagnostic test for, or it is a identification test for one type of alkaloids. Next one is as a aconite. Aconite. Okay. So aconite is also known as a synonym क्या है उसको देखो. Aconite root, bachnag, moxwood, Pirar's cow, mouse bane. So these are the synonyms. Biological source क्या है? It is a dried root of Aconitum napellus family, Ranunculacea. It should contain not less than 0.6% of alkaloids and not less than 30% of which should be aconitin. It is found in the Hungary, Germany, Spain, Switzerland, cultivated in the England and India. So this geographical source most of the drug का important नहीं होता है, लेकिन कभी कभी कोई सन के आदमी पूछ लेता है, मतलब 2020 में पायरेथ्रम का जियोग्राफिकल सोर्स पूछ लिया. So that was a Kenya. क्या करेंगे अभी? तो कोग्नोसी इतना बड़ा सब्जेक्ट है उसमें कि 11 क्वेश्चन आने वाले आपको, ऊपर से क्वेश्चन है तो कैसे चलेगा. केमिकल कांस्टेंट क्या है इसमें? एक्ोनिटिन. केमिकल कांस्टेंट कितना है? So chemical constituent is aconitin. One is a benzoyl iguanine. Other alkaloids. ठीक है, other alkaloids. So aconitin is nothing but the main alkaloid present in the aconite. So if you try to hydrolyze this aconitin, on hydrolysis it will give you benzyl aconine plus acetic acid. Okay, this is the hydrolysis product of aconitin. So benzyl aconine plus acetic acid. Benzyl aconine on hydrolysis will give you aconine plus benzoic acid. Other alkaloids of minor importance कौन से? Apoaconitin, neopilin, then neopalin, neolin are less important alkaloids. What is the uses of this aconite? Actually, this is again not used in the therapeutics because of high poisonous. It is a highly poisonous drug. It is used externally in the form of liniments and liniments for the treatment of nerve pain, treatment of neurology. It is also used in the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis externally. It has a cardiac depressant effect, so that's why it is not used internally. Nowadays, its use is restricted in the homeopathy only. होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन जो है उसमें ही उसको यूज करते हैं, अदरवाइज उसको यूज नहीं करते. कि सब्स्टिट्यूट कौन से हैं? Substitute is aconite and Indian aconite. So those are the substitute. Japanese aconite and Indian aconite. So Japanese aconite is known as Aconitum unicitanum. Aconitum unicitanum. And this Indian aconite is known as Aconitum chusmanthum. This is nothing but the aconite, all about the aconite. Simple छोटे-छोटे drugs है, ले लेंगे. जो कोका प्लांट, कोला अलग है और वो गाने वाला कोका कोला अलग है. फर्स्ट हियर कोका प्लांट, दे आर नोन एज चॉकलेट ट्री प्लांट. सिनोनिम क्या है उसका? कोका एंड चॉकलेट ट्री. ठीक है. बायोलॉजिकल सोर्स देख लो. ड्राइड लीव्स ऑफ इरिथ्रोजाइलोन कोका. It is also known as a Bolivian or Hunoco coca. Erythroxylon coca is known as a Bolivian or Hunoco coca. Then again उसका एक दूसरा variety होता है आपका. Another variety is there known as Erythroxylon truxilens. That is known as a Peruvian or Truxilo coca. Two varieties of coca is there. Erythroxylon coca is known as a Bolivian or Hunoco. Erythroxylon truxilens is known as a Peruvian coca. Erythroxylaceae. Okay, so both belongs to family Erythroxylaceae. So GPAT नाइपर के लिए दोनों इम्पोर्टेंट है, कौन सा बोलिवियन वैरायटी है, कौन सा पेरुवियन वैरायटी. When we was studying in the when we was giving the naipur at the time they used to ask this question. Geographical source क्या है? It is a native to South America like Peru and Bolivia. Peru and Bolivia region जो है South America, that is here, that is cultivated. Okay. Also cultivated in the Sri Lanka and India, Colombia. Patient collection is not important again here, so we will skip it. Directly microscopic character. Isobilateral leaves. ठीक है, मतलब दोनों साइड पे उसका स्टोमेटा रहेगा. So isobilateral leaves. याद रखो isobilateral leaf. Presence of parenchyma under both epidermal layer. Parasitic stomata. Parasitic stomata. Parasitic stomata और parallel celled stomata. ठीक है, parasitic stomata, stomata और parallel celled stomata और rubeous stomata. Of trichomes and starch grain stone cells are rarely present. Calcium oxalate का क्या है? Calcium oxalate crystal are present in the epidermal cell. That is a microscopic character. Okay. Now chemical constituent is very important. Okay. इसमें क्या है? 0.70 to 1.5% total alkaloids होता है. Total alkaloids में क्या है? 0.7 to 1.5%. So mainly cocaine होता है. That is nothing but the methyl benzoyl egonine. Methyl benzoyl egonine. Then cinnamyl cocaine होता है. Cinnamyl cocaine is second है. That is nothing but the methyl cinnamoyl egonine. And then alpha troxylins होता है. Three types of alkaloids are there in the coca. First one is a cocaine, second one is a cinnamyl cocaine, and third one is the alpha troxylins. Okay, so ये इसका hydrolysis product देख लेते हैं. So cinnamyl cocaine on hydrolysis will give you egonine, methyl alcohol, and cinnamic acid. Cocaine है, cocaine will give you on hydrolysis. Cocaine hydrolysis will give you egonine base plus methyl alcohol plus benzoic acid. Okay? ठीक है, इगोनिन मिथाइल अल्कोहल कॉमन है, सिर्फ एसिड अलग है. तो सिनामिल कोकेन में सिनामिक एसिड मिलता है, कोकेन में आपको बेंजोइक एसिड मिलता है, अल्फा ट्रोक्सिलिन्स में अल्फा ट्रोक्सिलिक एसिड मिलता है. सो याद रखो यहाँ पे तीन टाइप के अल्कोलॉइड्स होते हैं कोका में. फर्स्ट वन इज सिनामिल कोकेन, सो व्हिच ऑन हाइड्रोलिसिस विल गिव यू इगोनिन बेस प्लस मिथाइल अल्कोहल प्लस सिनामिक एसिड. ओके, सो इट इज नथिंग बट द इगोनिन सिनामिक एसिड. यहाँ पे देखो फर्स्ट ये कोकेन जो है दैट इज अ मिथाइल बेंजोइल इगोनिन. सो दैट्स व्हाई मिथाइल बेंजोइल इगोनिन मतलब इगोनिन बेस प्लस यहाँ पे बेंजोइक एसिड है और ये मिथेनॉल. ओके, सो मिथाइल अल्कोहल बेंजोइक एसिड इगोनिन बेस. सिनामिल कोकेन में क्या है? मिथाइल सिनामोइल इगोनिन मतलब सिनामिक एसिड है, इगोनिन बेस है और मिथाइल अल्कोहल. अल्फा ट्रोक्सिलिन्स में क्या है? मिथाइल ट्रोक्सिलोइल एक्सिलिक एसिड है, इगोनिन बेस है और मिथाइल अल्कोहल. ओके, so hydrolysis product याद रखो, it is important for your GPAT exam. Okay, so cinnamyl cocaine on hydrolysis will give you egonine base methyl alcohol plus cinnamic acid. Cocaine on hydrolysis will give you egonine methyl alcohol plus benzoic acid, and alpha troxylins on hydrolysis will give you egonine methyl alcohol and troxylic acid. On next point, so what are the uses, chemical test and adulterant for this coca? So coca is used as a local anesthetic. It is used as a local anesthetic. It is a CNS stimulant and restorative. It is a drug of abuse. ये ज़्यादा stimulate करता है तो लोग उसको ले लेते हैं. So drug of abuse. Okay. Then this cocaine plus sulfuric acid will give you cocaine plus sulfuric acid followed by mixing and addition of water will give you characteristic smell of methyl benzoate. This novocaine, boric acid, lime and chalk. Novocaine, boric acid, lime and chalk. This powder used for substitute for cocaine. कोकेन का पाउडर जो होता है जैसे बोरिक एसिड का पाउडर होता है तो कभी भी बोरिक एसिड सोडियम कार्बोनेट एंड चॉक जो होता है वो उसको सब्स्टिट्यूट कर देते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन इज नोन एज अ क्विनोलिन अल्कोलाइड. क्विनोलिन अल्कोलाइड फॉर एग्जांपल सिंकोना. तो ये एक ले लेंगे इतना, सिंकोना. क्विनोलिन टाइप ऑफ अल्कोलाइड्स प्रेजेंट इन द सिंकोना. व्हाट इज द सिनोनिम फॉर दिस? सिनोनिम जेसुट बार्क, पेरुवियन बार्क. एंड बायोलॉजिकल जियोग्राफिकल सोर्स क्या है? राइड of Cinchona calisaya, work of Cinchona calisaya or Cinchona ladrigiana or Cinchona officinalis or Cinchona succiroba, family Rubiaceae. It contains not less than % of total alkaloid calculated as a. So it is found in the India, Bolivia, Colombia, Peru, Tanzania, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and all that. So particularly in the India, it is found in the Anamali's Hill, Coimbatore district of Tamil Nadu. इंडिया में कोयम्बतूर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में होता है, नीलगिरी हिल्स में भी होता है, नीलगिरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट तमिलनाडु। दार्जिलिंग में भी कुछ कल्टीवेशन होता है, वेस्ट बंगाल में भी कुछ कल्टीवेशन होता है। इट वाज द फर्स्ट बार्क यूज्ड फॉर इन द ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ पायरेसिस मतलब फीवर इन 1635 जेसुट जेसुट दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज जेसुट्स बार्क। कल्टीवेशन कलेक्शन अगेन नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर माइक्रोस्कोपिक कैरेक्टर। बार्क है तो कॉर्क सेल होगा, पेलोड्रम होगा, कॉर्टेक्स होगा, सेवरल सिक्रेटरी चैनल्स, पेलोड्रम, फ्लोएम फाइबर्स एंड मिडलरीज। ये तो कॉमन रहता है हर एक का। जो बार्क वगैरह जो है, स्टेम वगैरह, स्टेम में भी होता है, बार्क में होता है। देन रिमेंबर द माइक्रोस्कोपिक मेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इडियोब्लास्ट कैल्शियम ऑक्सलेट, इडियोब्लास्ट ऑफ कैल्शियम ऑक्सलेट. Okay, that is a specific characteristic of cinchona bark. Starch is present, cells are rarely present. Okay, the next one is a chemical constant of cinchona. इसमें chemical constant कौन से हैं? Here important alkaloids like quinine, quinidine, cinchonidine. Okay, these are the important alkaloids. Less important alkaloids are the these cinchonicin, quinacin, hydroquinacin, and homocinchonine. So quinine, quinidine, cinchonidine. These are the four important. Quinine, quinidine क्या है? They are the stereoisomers of each other. Cinchonidine, they are also stereoisomers of each other. So just second point जो है, quinine, quinidine and cinchonidine, they are the isomers of each other. Cinchona laterijana वैरायटी जो है इसमें सबसे ज्यादा अल्कोलाइड मिलता है. सो सिंकोना लेटरिजियाना का जो लेटरिजियाना की जो वैरायटी है, सिंकोना लेटरिजियाना, दैट हैज द हाईएस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ अल्कोलाइड्स. Okay. Apart from alkaloid, it also consists of some other component like tannic acid, quinic acid, then cinchotanic acid. Alkaloids are present in the form of salt of these acids. So, of cinchona they are present in the form of salt of quinic acid. Okay. Cinchotanic acid याद रखो आप. Cinchotanic acid जो है, cinchotanic acid decomposes into insoluble cinchona red due to its phlebotannin nature. Glycoside present in the cinchona, there is a quinolin. Then uses of this cinchona alkaloid, they are nothing but it is a anti-malarial and used in the treatment of cardiac arrhythmia. Anti-malarial. So particularly this quinine जो है आपका, this quinine is used as an anti-malarial and this quinidine is used as a cardiac depressant or used in the treatment of arrhythmia. Okay. उसका adulterant substitution क्या है? So there are two adulterant. First one is a Cuprea bark. First one is a Cuprea bark. It is known as a true Cuprea bark, or it is from Rameja pedunculata. So it is a copper red in the color. The bark is copper red in the color, and drug can be distinguished by numerous stone cells. तो इसमें क्या है? स्टोन सेल्स होते हैं. सो अगर ये आपके ओरिजिनल ड्रग में अवेलेबल है तो माइक्रोस्कोपिक के नीचे आपको समझ में आएगा. सेकंड वन इज अ फॉल्स क्यूप्रिया bark. False Cuprea bark. Ramaja prudiana, and it consists of a alkaloid known as a cusconidine. इसके ऊपर नाइपर में क्वेश्चन था, जीपेट में क्वेश्चन. सिंकोनामाइन बट नॉट क्विनिन. तो क्या है, जो फॉल्स क्यूप्रिया बार्क है उसमें कस्कोनिडीन होता है, क्विनिन नहीं होता है. देयर इज वन स्पेसिफिक टेस्ट फॉर identification of quinine alkaloids, that is nothing but this Thalagwin test. So when you treat a powder with the bromine water and dilute ammonia, you will get a emerald green color. That is nothing but Thalagwin test. ये it is a specific test for quinine alkaloids. याद रखो, बाकी टेस्ट जो है वो that is not much important. So you can read from book also. So एक सिंकोना का प्लांट ऐसे होता है, ये पिलिंग करते हैं, इसका पिलिंग करके bark निकालते हैं. So you will get a bark like this cinchona. So we'll see the remaining point in the next lecture.